Hey everybody, I'm Chef Tom with atbbq.com, and this is coconut shrimp with honey mango chili sauce. Well, today we're cooking up a fried seafood favorite. It's coconut shrimp. If you're not familiar with this, we're talking about shrimp that's been breaded in coconut flakes and then deep fried. Now, we're gonna be smoking our coconut flakes on the grill before we fry it on the side burner of the Napoleon. And on top of that, we're also making a honey mango chili sauce. It's fantastic, it's sweet, it's spicy, it's great for dipping. You're gonna wanna put it on everything from wings to fried food to grilled fish. It's that delicious and versatile. So let's get things started by smoking our coconut flake. Today we're gonna be cooking on the Napoleon Phantom 500 gas grill. But we are gonna do a little bit of smoking here. We've got our smoking box set up. We're gonna get some chips in here and get the smoke rolling. So the smoking box, it just sits right on top of these deflector shields over the gas burner. We're gonna fill this up with some cherry wood, actually we're using pecan wood chips today. We're not gonna soak them. I want them in there dry because I don't want that gross acrid smoke that you get from soaked chips. We'll just fill this thing up. It's cold now, but we're gonna turn the burner on and let it start to produce some smoke. So we're gonna pop this on high heat, just this one burner. Out of all four, we're only using that one burner at this point. We're gonna spread our sweetened coconut flake out on a sheet pan and keep it on the opposite side. So we're just gonna try and add a little color, a little smoke. I'm just gonna toast this just slightly, leaving this on the far opposite side. Let's close it up and give it about 30 to 45 minutes. So while the coconut's smoking, we're gonna prep our sauce here. We've got about a half cup of honey. We're gonna use this whole bottle of Where Did the Mango by Heat Mavericks, which is a fantastic hot sauce. We've got a full stick of butter, ginger, and garlic, and we need to get this broken down on the microplane. So we'll start with full cloves of garlic here. We're gonna break them down on the microplane so that they're almost to a paste consistency, and we're looking for about 4 teaspoons of garlic and then 2 teaspoons of the ginger. The ginger, we're just gonna peel that skin off before we grate. And then we'll do the same thing on the microplane. All right, so everything into the 8-inch skillet now. It's a half cup of butter, a half cup of honey, half cup of hot sauce. And of course, like I said, we're using the mango hot sauce today, but I've done the same thing with sriracha. It's great with a variety of hot sauces, but this one's the one we've chosen for the coconut shrimp, keeping it tropical. And then of course, our garlic and our ginger. All right, so right here on the side burner of the Napoleon, we got the heat over high right now. We'll let it get started and then turn it down once we get to a little simmer. Got that to the simmer now. I'm gonna whisk it all together. I'm gonna turn the heat down to low, and we're just gonna let this cook down for about 5 minutes, just to cook out some of the rawness from that garlic and ginger, and then we're gonna let this cool before we serve it. All right, so these have been on for about 45 minutes now. You can see we got some nice light browning. It's soaked up that smoke flavor, so we're gonna pull this off. So now that we've got the coconut smoked and toasted off, we're gonna set up for our 3-stage breading process. So for the first stage, we're using a half cup each of flour and cornstarch to coat the shrimp. We're gonna get a little seasoning in there. You could just use salt, but why not pack a little more flavor in? We're gonna do a couple tablespoons of the Lane's Barbecue chili lime seasoning. That should go really nicely with the flavor profile that we're creating today between the coconut and the mango. We're gonna mix that up. So immediately you're getting some seasoning and some flavor onto the shrimp while also coating it in this flour and cornstarch mixture, which is going to allow the next stage to stick. For the second stage, we're gonna need 2 eggs, and we're gonna thin that out just a little bit with a couple tablespoons of our Teeter Rock Kolsch, but you can use any kind of light and bright beer that you enjoy. And then for the third stage, we've got our 1 cup of smoked coconut flake. So we're gonna add to that a 1/2 cup of panko and give that a good mix. And this is a really nice combination, these two. You get a little bit different size as far as coating and texture on the outside. You're still gonna get plenty of that coconut flavor. So we're working with jumbo shrimp today. We've got 1/2 pound of them, peeled and deveined, though I have left the tails on just for presentation. You're absolutely welcome to take those off if you like. We're gonna work our way down through this 3-stage breading process, starting with a dry hand that goes into the dredge, and then it goes into the egg wash. And then we're gonna double down here, go back into our flour cornstarch mixture, a little extra coating here. This kind of doubles up the fried coating. And then over here to our coconut. Gonna press that coconut and panko into the shrimp, shake off a little excess, and then land it on a sheet pan. And we're just gonna work our way through all of our shrimp just like that. The tail actually makes this process a lot easier because you're not worrying about getting your hands all gummed up or making sure you've got one hand dry, one hand wet. You can almost run the whole way through without switching hands. Just incredible amount of texture on the outside, especially once that gets fried up. So we've got our Dutch oven about half full of hot oil, sitting at about 350 degrees. We're just gonna drop in 5 to 6 of our coconut shrimp at a time. And these things will go pretty quick. In about 90 seconds, these are gonna go from raw to cooked and nicely toasted. Like I said, these things move quick, which is great because you can kind of go through them over and over again, build up a pile of these things. You know, if you're concerned about finishing temperature, absolutely grab an instant read thermometer. Make sure that you're reaching that 140 or so that you want internal for the shrimp. And if you're not quite there, just stick it back into the grill on that wire rack that you're gonna drain these on. So those are over that 140 mark. We got that nice golden brown toasted look. That's all we're going for here. As soon as these come off, or I should say out of the oil, we're just gonna hit them with a little bit of kosher salt right here on the wire rack. That way any excess grease is draining off and we get them fully seasoned. All right, well, let's give it a taste. That is delicious. And this is one that's for the fans of the sweet and salty at the same time. Because you're getting some of that sweetness from the coconut, but that salt on the outside, that little bit of chili lime seasoning, everything that's going on in this sauce. And this sauce is just packed full of flavor. Garlic and ginger pop off immediately. You're gonna notice that garlic. You know, we cooked it down, but not so much that it's completely muted the flavor of the garlic. It's still very fresh and bright and vibrant. And despite the fact that we put a whole bottle of hot sauce into that sauce, it's not overly spicy. If you want to go over the top, you can go up to the Mango Man-Eater. They've got an even hotter sauce that'll be perfect for that. But in this situation, the butter tones down some of the heat and it becomes a much more approachable sauce. The sauce is just completely out of this world. I love that. I'm gonna be putting it on all kinds of stuff. The shrimp itself, crunchy, sweet, savory, delicious, fantastic snack food. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out atbbq.com for all the products featured in today's video. If you enjoy the recipe, hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions or comments or there's anything you'd like to see me cook, let me know in the comment section down below, and let's be good to one another. For more recipes, tips, and techniques, head over to atbbq.com/thesauce. I ran out of breath.
You did.
All things barbecue, where barbecue legends are made.